A very happy afternoon to each and every one of you. Welcome to our podcast channel, The Right Hour. We are in episode 2. Today we have Riann Kempt with us as our guest, and she wears multiple hats. She is the founder of Rise with Three, right? And she's also the founder and admin of Vancouver Wellness Networking. There's a Facebook group that she runs. She's also the co-founder of Lumisol. I think I'll hand it over to Ryan. Why don't you introduce and what are the works that you do? Share with our viewers.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Priya. I'm so excited to chat with you today.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, I appreciate the opportunity and the lovely introduction. I am the founder of Rise with Rye, and I help leaders lead. So through branding, business energetics, I really love and always have loved supporting small to medium businesses and larger corporations really get hone in on the what they're here to do, what their purpose is, and then being able to express that.
That's lovely. I'm so very excited and wanting to know about the works that you do. I've been following you for quite some time and we've had some interactions as well. It's always good to connect and talk to you, being the leading the youth and being the young entrepreneur. And I have so many questions for you. So looking forward
Yeah.
to hear from you and, of course, to our viewers. Let me just before that, the right hour is about subject matter expertise and knowledge sharing and insights from experts across the globe. So this is what we doing. And first and foremost, to you, Ryan, how and when did your entrepreneurship start at all? When did you? So, what was it like a calling, or was it purpose and goal oriented? How did you become one?
Yeah. So my journey through entrepreneurship really started when I was really young. I was so passionate about my yard sales and lemonade stands as a kid. And then also, when I was in high school, I really struggled with the traditional going to school for 8 hours, homework, all of that, the regular testing. And so I thought at the time that it was something to do with, my intelligence. And of course, like learning about different learning types and,
Learning types
um,
and
oh, is there an echo?
yeah, we're good.
Okay, sorry. Um, Learning about different types of ways of learning and really understanding who I was, I realized that it was nothing to do with my intelligence. It was really that I just wanted a different way of life. And I saw my grandmother actually working a lot of her life for a company
Mm,
that she got retired a couple years early, and the severance was not what she was expecting. And I witnessed at a really young age someone dedicate their life to a job what you're
um,
supposed to do because it
right.
looks good on your resume to be loyal. And that really had an impact on me. I was like, one, I don't want to be on that side as an employee that my life is summed up and they can send me away at any
Yeah.
point. And two, I don't want to be the employer that creates an environment that's unfulfilling for their
Mhm.
employees.
Right.
And so yeah, I was struggling in high school. I woke up from a dream. Literally, I had a dream. Woke up and I was like Kempt events, and my last name's Kempt, meaning put together, tidy, and clean. And I wanted to be a wedding planner. I wanted to bring together the
Wow.
businesses that were in my small town, and it's evolved from there. But that's really how it started.
Okay. So what do you do now when, I mean, it's been quite a roller coaster ride, I'm sure. And how many years you're into entrepreneurship and running your business?
Yeah, so I've been in marketing and sales for 10 years,
Wow.
as a contractor, as a doing logos here and there. And then I started my Arbonne business 5 years ago. And
Mm.
then most recently, I launched Rise with Rye 1.5 years ago. And so now
Okay.
I'm really focused on helping people launch their business through branding, web design,
Yeah.
business energetics that we could get into later, and
Yeah.
really helping those people dust off their dreams and to follow that pull within you because it's like on your heart for such a reason.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So, what is it about? Tell us more about your business energetics. So, I also read about you a while ago about walking and combining the feminine walk, and you're also an energy worker, energy healer, right? With you.
Yes.
And how do you incorporate because it's two worlds, marketing and brand building and working with energy, and it's totally two opposite ends of the spectrum, right? So but
Yeah.
how do you how and where do you see that energy work helping you or your clients to build up your brands or working with the businesses? So where do you see that helping you?
Yeah, so I very much kept it separate for a long time. had like my first tarot deck and crystals at like 7 or 8 years old. So
Wow.
spirit has always had like I've always had a relationship with spirit and the universe. However, like I went to a Catholic school, I went to church, and I went down a path that wasn't like that was filled with drinking and partying, and so I got very separated from that for a long time. And then 5 years ago, I when I was started working in personal development and working on bettering my lifestyle, I found my way back to it. And entrepreneurship is and spirituality go hand in hand for me, because there's a saying that I really resonated with, and it was, so everybody looks to the boss as their leader, but who does the boss look to? And I think no matter what you believe in, if that's God, if that's another entity, or just the universe, you need that belief in order to keep going, that things are working out in your favor, and you do have that support system that goes beyond the physical world.
Right.
Um, and so yeah, and so how I integrate that is, most recently, you have that in the way I do marketing is very in a masculine strategic way, very process oriented, but then I have that energetic side. And so I really believe that we are a mirror for our businesses, especially solo entrepreneurs. We If we have a blocked throat chakra or throat energy center, that's going to impact the way you show up in your business and you
Yes.
share your voice.
Yes.
And examples like that. Like,
Yeah. How do you, so who are your clients? Mainly focuses on women, or it's both men and women, or how do you help them? Mainly women in the brand building, or how do you help them with leading to starting from the scratch, or it could be, being their guide, and how do you see that?
yeah, so I do love a rebrand. However, the people that I have been helping most recently are aspiring entrepreneurs. And
Mm.
so they have a vision, or they're not sure on their idea. And so we do a lot of work around their belief system, and conquering fears, conquering limiting beliefs. And then we get down into what that vision looks like, doing mood boards, doing a brand kit so that we have a cohesive, consistent guide to work through all these different areas, like web
Okay.
design, marketing, materials, collaborations, partnerships, sponsorships, so that we really have that brand kit that takes us throughout the whole process and until
Okay.
launch, and then doing a marketing plan for the launch of their business. But also I work with wellness entrepreneurs, so anyone in the wellness space or a spiritual leader, and having that balance, because I think it's so beautiful that many people have great gifts, and and it doesn't need to be, for lack of a better term, it's like a starving artist feeling.
Mm.
Our gifts are of value, they're transformational, and they should be shared. And it should be a financial energy exchange as well, just like any other business.
Yes. I think more of what I see or what I get to understand is there are many out there, spiritual leaders or who are in the path of spirituality or wellness, as you said, wellness entrepreneurs, but they're not equipped like you or other people with marketing strategies, or they didn't know about the digital media or the digital marketing. So they are blessed with that gifts, but how do you take it to the world? So that's where you come in, right? And that's
Mhm.
where you help them. It's kind of a hand holding. It's kind of a completely traveling with them and journeying with them to give it to the world, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's it really is a support system, one-on-one coaching, and I'm developing some courses. So
Mhm.
that's really how I help people, with one-on-one calls. I help co-create the website. And
Mhm.
so it's not like, here, I need a website and I hand it over.
Okay.
It's really a back and forth of creation, so that the
Yes.
truest essence of their soul is being put into it as well. And I'm there to hold the container and then share my insights and knowledge with them that I've accumulated over the years.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm. So do you also provide them the complete digital media and the marketing support? Like, for example, as you said, brand kit. So something like of a ready to go, ready to use templates, and where they can just focus on the your gifts, what you are working with. So we will take care of the rest. So is that what that's also a part of your event,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, so right now I have the time to create programs specifically, and it's a 3-month container with an option to extend. And we figure out what your ideal goals are,
Mhm.
and where that energy is going to be spent focused on in those next 3 months. And
Mhm.
then, yeah, so that involves a brand kit, that involves marketing templates, so that it's all consistent. And then your vibrancy can show through in everywhere
Yeah.
you are. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this must be, I mean, people who are going to be watching later and who are watching us, they're going to be very much excited about getting to know about you, because there are many people out there who are not equipped or who does not understand the digital media or the marketing per se. They are, many people don't know about their gifts. So I think that's where you come in, and it's going to be very, very beneficial and to the whole world, where they can share. You are the medium who's going to be playing that part, right? Like the channel or the container system that you have developed, right? So, so to say, what are the challenges that you have been seeing, or what is the main or the biggest challenge that you would say? For example, right from the client or pitching the client, or to make them understand. As I said, many people don't understand, right, in the first place. So what am I? So how do you convince them, or people wanting to know, so they should take that step forward to come and journey with you, come and talk to you, or take your help and support. So, is that where you see the challenge most, or during the process of working with them? So, if you can share us more.
Right. Yeah. So, in terms of the biggest block, I would say is, so first, I always like to say that I'm never in the business of convincing. I'm in the business of sorting. And so I can sort people, in terms of how ready they are to invest in themselves. The biggest issue really is, you know, the courage it takes to dust off your dreams, to really look at your life and be honest with yourself and say, I want something different. And then it just kept like, there's layers and layers to that, right? Of change that you have to go through and keep evolving. And um, I think the biggest way that I can support other people in having the courage to dust off your dreams and believe that it can actually happen is by leading by example. I can give a fun example of becoming the version of yourself that you thought was just in your wildest dreams, and it's a little less business related, if you don't mind. But I had a dream when I was 6 or 7 years old. I loved Harry Potter, and I always wanted to go to Hogwarts. I wanted to get my letter and go to Hogwarts. And I thought that, like, Hogwarts doesn't exist. That's crazy. That's one of the wildest dreams. This past December, this past year, I've been with my partner for 1.5 years, going on two, and we went to the UK because he's from there,
Okay.
and we went to healing and mediumship school. It was Arthur Findlay
Wow.
College, and it was literally Hogwarts for a week or 10 days. And so the wildest dreams can come true.
Wow.
And
Yes.
so being able to do that within not only business, it ripples in your life, um, all over in your relationships and travel dreams. And yeah.
Yeah. You manifested. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, manifested, master
Universe
manifester.
transfers. Yes. From
Yeah,
6 years of age, where you see you now yourself achieving your dreams, that's like a wow. Yeah.
right. Yeah, and just to speak on manifestation for a bit, it's like when I was 6 years old, I wasn't consciously saying I'm going to manifest this, and
Mm.
it's kind of like a chicken and the egg situation. It, if you think about it, like, was that always on my heart because it was in my destiny to do, or did I make it come true because that's what I wanted? And so we'll never know, really,
Yeah.
if it was just
It's
a
both
premonition.
ways. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's both ways. Yeah. I mean, what's inside of you, so what you dream about or desire about, universe is conspiring, and
Hmm.
you're open to receiving. That's what is the most important factor here. uh, People who attract or work in the space of manifestation or law of attraction, yeah, you're open to receiving. And that's exactly where and when it comes the right time with the right amount of energy, right? So,
Hmm.
talking about all of these, what does Lumisol have to offer anyone? I think you're the co-founder of Lumisol. So, what do you do?
Yeah, so we are a community, a conscious connection community. We
Mhm.
help people radiate and illuminate their purpose and their power. And so Lumisoul initially was a community. We are evolving it into a business. I co created it last January with my partner. We've had retreats, we've had other business owners come on and run conscious relationship workshops so that you can connect with your partner, potential partners in
Mhm.
different ways. It's really
Mhm.
just about making deeper connections, connecting with yourself, others, and beyond.
Okay. So you also offer some different workshops within
Yeah,
the realm and yeah.
yeah. So we have the astrology in the park recently. So a lot
Wow.
of it, yeah, it's really fun.
Exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, I really, it's deeper conversations. A lot of people are raising on the consciousness scale, they're doing the personal development. And I have
Mm.
heard a lot of feedback that there's no place to just talk about it. There's lots of
Yeah.
workshops, which are great. There's lots of let's do this activity together, but just conversation
Mm.
about, hey, I listened to this podcast. And here are my reflections. I read this book and I thought about the universe in a different way. So we create a space for that.
Mhm. So it's open for anyone and everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. If you feel called, it's been amazing that I've made some amazing connections in terms of finding, um, soul tribe, people that think differently, people that have similar values,
Yeah.
all walks of life.
Like-mindedness. Yeah, you have some space where what I talk about, what you talk about, I so well resonate and then I can deeply connect with. And that's amazing. I mean, I think I should connect with you to be a part and then having to attend. I've been looking forward to something of this sort where you can actually share a lot of things and get to hear from other experts and wellness enthusiasts or traveling or talking about the path you're traveling. That's amazing. I mean, yeah, I think more and more people will. I wish you well in
Yeah.
the future to take to newer and greater heights. So tell me about your personal life, about what has been your motivating factor, and how do you keep yourself motivated all the time? And
It's a great question. So I have a huge vision. I always have, but it was about believing in that vision, and so taking care of myself was a huge piece of being able to believe in myself. I had to rebuild that trust with myself. In terms of my personal life, I dealt with a lot of mental health struggles within high school, depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, the whole shebang, really. And I was trying to numb out as much as possible
mm,
to dissociate from what my reality was. Um, and so within that, um, I really needed to find what I liked and enjoyed. I got so lost. I was like, what are my hobbies other than going to happy hour or partying with my friends? And so Arbonne came into my life actually, and I started focusing on my wellness. And, I don't really like to say I have like I need motivation to do work. I really focus on inspiration. So if I'm feeling lower, I put a podcast on or I read a book that inspires me to get moving and getting ideas flowing. And that usually gets myself up. Or like a dance party, pulling some cards, comedy. I like all of those things that just get me in a better mood. And then you ready to rock? My,
yes, you're
yeah.
always talking. Yeah.
Yeah, my partner actually, I had this pattern where I would, and I think a lot of people can relate to this, is that I'd end a contract or I'd leave a job and I said, this is the time. This is the time I'm going to focus on my business and make it a full time income. And then I would
Mm,
get scared, fear would come up, and I would go back to working a job that I would be bored of or unfulfilled or feel like I'm literally wasting my time.
yeah.
And but my partner really holds me accountable to that vision. We have a vision for Lumi Soul to have wellness centers around the world in different areas, focusing on different energy centers and bringing communities together in different ways. And I could go on and on about that vision, but when we realized that it
Really.
was the same visual that he was
Mhm.
explaining that it's been in
Right.
my heart, I was like, well, this is it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, very exciting. And it's a very commendable thing, I must say, where you were and what you are doing right now. The journey has been, I cannot stress upon enough because I've been there myself and having to go through all of the struggles, mental health, and anxiety or depression in itself, and then conquering your world and having to do and to help other fellow entrepreneurs or the aspiring. So it's not an easy journey at all. It's never an easy thing. It's very commendable what you're doing, and it takes a lot of courage and congratulations and a lot of best wishes your way. Keep growing and keep doing more good work for. So, what do you want to tell us to the aspiring entrepreneurs or the youth who are, you don't know, they're lost. They don't want to end up doing a corporate job or a 9 to 5 job, and there's some calling. So, what do you want to tell them because you've been there? And that's going to be very, very, so they will so well resonate and relate to what you are saying. So what are your words?
Hmm. Well, thank you for saying that. I really do appreciate that. And what I would say to aspiring entrepreneurs or people that are, you know, looking for a different option other than a regular 9 to 5 is there are so many different options out there now, and to dust off your dreams because you're worth it. The more you believe, the more you build your belief in yourself, the more your purpose will start to get louder. That voice inside you will, that energy inside you just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And a main contributing factor is having the support system of people that are also doing it is so
Yeah.
crucial. There's so many fears around doing things differently, and if you're surrounded by people that haven't done it before, then you'll
Mm,
stay there. And so having that support system of people that have done it before you, or that are doing it along with you. Collaboration is a beautiful thing, like we're doing right now. And so, yeah, there is there are people that believe in you, and the a huge piece of this for me was someone believing in me before I believed in myself, and then believing in that goddess version of myself, that highest version of myself, and treating every decision for her, not the current version that I couldn't do right now. So
yeah.
I would do it for her instead.
So very well said. And so you mentioned about Arbonne, which, it was like a turning point in your life. You mentioned about it. So we want to know more about Arbonne. What is it and what is your role and what is that change that you have seen after Arbonne came into your life?
Yeah, so much has changed. So I was like a party girl turned corporate, turned felt like I was living two split lives. And then Arbonne brought in that environment of like a mentor who showed me that your dreams can come true. And
Mhm.
I was trying my best to eat healthy. There's two parts of this, right? There's the wellness side of it, and then there's the business side of it. In terms of the
Mm,
wellness side, I was trying my best. I was eating salads, but my energy was low. My cognitive function, my depression was still spiking and still controlling my life a lot. So it gave me
mhm.
the tools through the 30 Days to Healthy Living program to change my relationship with food, and therefore giving me the energy that I could live out my purpose with, waking up excited about life.
Okay.
And then on the business side, it was very much helping others, starting their businesses, and then showing them how to build a business, showing them tools and ways to connect and build your network in a authentic and organic way that you really do make friends that will last a lifetime.
Mm.
Yeah.
To
So
go a long way in terms of Arbonne. I've just started, and it's too much to know. So, what my favorite, or I would say, my whole family's go-to thing is the Energy Fest drink. That we're so much in love because my husband and my son, who's a teenager, so he's too much into it. So, without that, he would not leave the house. So it's
uh,
more, so it's been helping all of us. So I must thank you for introducing me to Arbonne in the first place. So what's your go-to drink? So tell our viewers about some of the favorite and which can help them in their wellness journey. So what is that they have to begin with? Please
yeah.
explain.
So, for those that don't know, Arbonne is a health and wellness company, been around for over 40 years. And so we were vegan, cruelty free, clean, amazing ingredients up to European standards for before it was cool. Before it was cool. And just the love that goes into each and every one of these. So, nutrition, skincare, hair care, so many amazing things. So my daily my daily product, I think, would be right now is the Green Gut Glow drink, because it helps with my
Mhm.
bloating, helps with my energy levels, and then my skincare, which is the Derm Results. And I
Okay.
get so many compliments on my skin, and
Yeah, you're
I
glowing.
thank you. And it took a long time to get there. I used to have hormonal acne and
Yeah.
just kind of dull skin, and then yeah, found that product, and it only took a few days. So I was very happy about
Wow.
that.
Yeah. Wow. I think, yeah, I mean, who wants to start off with so they can connect with either you or me to get started with about their wellness and nutrition journey, or if you're looking at the business aspect or the business side of it. So, what would you want to tell our viewers and listeners about the business aspect of Avon? How would you
So the
guide them?
business Yeah, so the business aspect is we would get on a call, go through is Arbonne for you. You see if you can, it's a super flexible business model that you fit into your life and your schedule. You create time for it. And then basically it's you stop using the products that you're already using. You start switching over your brand to one that's more eco-friendly, that's from your own store instead of big corporations. And then
Hmm.
you share which ones have worked for you, that you love and genuinely have genuinely helped you. And
Yeah.
so we're already doing that with the movies, the restaurants that we go to. And yeah, the business side is really just being a master connector and really caring about other people's wellness and business journeys.
Yeah. Yeah. So, coming to talk about probably the last thing for today is about what are the biggest the roadblocks, as you would say, in all of your the hats that you're wearing, the different multiple hats that you're wearing. So, one, if you would want to mention about the challenge or a struggle that you have faced, so what would you want to mention?
I think one of the biggest challenges was that belief. And currently, I would say what I'm really working on establishing is how I work with my partner, and
Mhm.
so and how I what my skill set is, because I've had contracts where my job was just social media, and I'm putting up a little tiny circle for those listening, because there was a map of like a whole web of things in branding and marketing that I'm passionate about, and I love how things speak to each other. So the strategy speaks with the creative speaks with the data speaks with the sales. And sometimes in a contract or in your business, you're just looking at one little circle. And
Mhm.
so being able to, that was like a huge challenge for me, that I was so excited with my own business. So I was like, now I can have the whole picture. Let's get these processes in place, and my skill set, how I bounce back and forth in
Mhm.
marketing or operations, and writing those systems down is crucial to the beginning of starting a business, because although it's not the money producing activity, it's going to give you the freedom and the efficiency that you need to run a business that gives you, that's life force and life giving versus life draining and energy draining.
Mhm. How do you keep your stress at bay? How do you bust your stress?
Yeah, how do I bust my stress? Well, I love cold dips. It really helps with my anxiety. I really recommend a cold dip. I'm going for my birthday on Sunday because the ocean's getting too warm. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, and then also the sun. I really love the sun. It helps me. I meditate, breath work, and painting. I really love tapping into my creative side,
Mm.
to to release some stress. Mhm.
Nice. So, any last words for anyone out there, women, men, and youth, young entrepreneurs, or even otherwise? I mean, anybody. So it's kind of sitting on the verge to give up, and who are struggling mentally, or who's going through anxiety or depression or suicidal. So, what do you want to? So, what is that hope that you are holding on to, which you would want to pass it on to others?
Mm, I love that question. Thank you for that. The the biggest lesson is knowing that it's not you. I think sometimes with depression and anxiety, oh, I'm an anxious person. Oh, I'm a depressed person. When there are so many contributing factors, as we know, with brain chemistry, the food you're eating, that it's really corny to say, but it gets better. Is there are opportunities, and I think just that switch in your brain that you are dealing with anxiety versus you are anxiety is a huge switch. And then you can step out of that suffering and see beyond it. um, but you have to make that purpose and that belief bigger and brighter than that voice that is holding you back.
I'm so very proud of you, Ryan, and hats off to the works that you're doing. And it's not easy, as I said. We've been in this journey, and so we know and understand what are the struggles one can go through. And even leading a normal life, it's going to be a very, very, very challenging and a very curious task. But having to do something what you're doing and standing up for yourself and showing the path to others, that's even more commendable, and it takes a lot of courage. And once again, congratulations and all the very best for all your future endeavors, and wishing you very, very well to have a happy and a very blissful life, I would say.
Thank you, Priya, and I really
Yeah.
appreciate this opportunity. I
We've
um
been wanting to do this for a very long time, and glad it all worked out and so well, sat together. And thank you for doing this. Thank you for amidst your very busy schedule, and you took out time to give me this time slot for me to have a conversation. So it's so very nice to talk to you again. Anytime, always, of course.
yeah, yeah, I absolutely love the work that you're doing. The podcast, the creative art that you're doing, the energy work. It's all just so important. It's creating ripples, and so excited to be able to collaborate with you.
Yeah, I can't wait to have a few more works together. One we've just started, so I think more on its way. So I'm looking forward to the Lumisol thing that we've been talking. So coming
Yeah.
soon. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
We'll have more events on Lumisoul. We have Instagram, Lumisoul_CA.
Yeah.
And yeah. And then if anyone wants to chat or has any question, mine is Rise with Rye on Instagram.
Yeah. Follow us, one of us, so that will lead to Ryan. So she's Ryan Kempt and Rise with Rye, right? That's your,
Yeah.
and she's also running a Facebook group called Vancouver Wellness and Networking group. So if you have any questions at all to connect with Rai and talk about her work or getting to know more about our bond to start your wellness journey, or it could be anyone that she's spoken about today, and follow us, follow her. So I'm going to be tagging her so you can have all the details about Ryan Camp. Yes. Signing off for the day. Thank you very much, Ryan, in the first place. And thank you, all the viewers and listeners. Stay tuned for the upcoming episode 3. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.